because ultimately we have to give ourselves grace. We have to understand that things aren't going to always go perfectly as we expect them to. There's going to be days where you're not feeling great. There's going to be days when you're overwhelmed. There's going to be days when you're extremely busy with life, with kids, with family, with any number of things. So ultimately, let's talk about why perfection keeps us stuck. Perfection keeps us stuck because somewhere along the lines, we bought the lie that if we were perfect, that everything else would fall in line behind that. That is not necessarily true. Perfectionism is a complete trap. Where do you end your subscription, right? You might have noticed that I am recovering perfectionist mama, and I used to hold the perfectionism title like it was a fantastic title to have. However, perfectionism has never lived up to the hype. It tries to convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that the goals that you have and the goals that you're looking forward to, you will never achieve because you are so, if you're like anything like me, you are so big into the idea of doing things perfectly. Every single thing you do, you have to set a high bar for yourself. You know what ends up happening? It ends up happening that you don't reach every bar. Then you're frustrated with yourself. You're upset with yourself. You feel like you failed, but you didn't fail. And that's why perfectionism is such a difficult thing to manage. It is a jealous mistress who will take nothing but your best and leave you high and dry and leave you feeling sad and upset and lonely and wondering why you're not better, why you weren't able to achieve your goals, why you keep failing, why things are difficult. And that's not fair to you. Because guess what? We weren't meant to be perfect creatures, which is why grace exists. Let's also talk about the best thing to do aside from perfectionism would be building habits instead of chasing perfection, because perfection is never going to come, unfortunately. No matter how hard we try, how much we want it, how hard we work toward it, we're always going to fall short because we are human and humans are imperfect, as we know, right? And so building habits that mean something to you. Maybe you want to get back into your faith. Maybe reading your Bible daily would be a way to work toward that goal. Maybe you want to do a 5K here soon. And so starting working out, such as walking and then building up to running, there you go. That's another way to build something sustainable that is not going to exhaust you, not going to frustrate you, not going to make you feel like you're a failure. Because if you're trying, if you're lacing on your shoe, you're lacing up your shoes and you're getting out there and you're putting yourself out there, you're not a failure. Just because you're not perfect doesn't mean you're a failure. It's not an all or nothing. And for the longest time in my life, I used to do all or nothings. And you know what all or nothings got me? Big nothing. It kept me stuck. It kept me stuck in reaching my goals because if I couldn't do every single day, and if I missed a day, I had to restart. That's how draconian I was to myself. And that's what perfectionism set me up for, right? Also, I want to talk about something here today to stay tuned for. I have been on a health journey for about 2 years now. I've lost over 60 pounds, and I am wanting to do a project, like a cookbook potentially, called Graceful Fuel. And Graceful Fuel is exactly what you think that it is. It is not body shaming people. It is not forcing people to eat in a rigid way or restrict or anything of that nature. It is giving yourself some grace to enjoy certain things. Also, the thing that's really neat about it is the idea of actually introducing like actual healthy alternatives to sugar while still being able to enjoy some natural sugar options, which will actually help you kind of eat healthier without all the restriction, because restriction is what ultimately sets us up for failure. And I know that I've dealt with that restrictive cycle most of my early teen years up until my adult years. And it has been extremely difficult and hard to manage at times. And so I'm over the restriction. I just want to eat healthy. I want to eat wholesome foods, foods that are going to fuel me, foods that are going to lift me up and give me energy that I need, especially as a mom of five, and some little animals around the way too. So I think it's really important. I just wanted to introduce that to you and let you know that that's on the horizon. Additionally, I've been doing a walking journey. I essentially have decided that I want to at some point run. I don't think I'm yet ready for that. I was going to walk today. I usually walk 5 miles. Last week, I actually did 15 miles total for the week, which was like 3 times of walking repeatedly together. And I'm really enjoying that. I just turn on, put my headphones on and walk and kind of think about things. I'm a person who music means a lot to me. And if you're that type of person, sometimes you get lost in your music and you don't realize how far you've gone. Also, your little handy dandy activity tracker is really helpful as well. It just keeps me motivated to keep me moving and to keep going because, I have a lot of things that I have to look forward to and a lot of things that I need energy for. So that is really important to do something that sustains you. I mean, walking is easy, one foot in front of the other, right? I mean, you can gradually build on your distance. Additionally, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and healthy proteins and things like that is also extremely important. I'm not to my goal weight where I want to be yet, but I'm still working toward it. And I think walking journey is very fulfilling because you see yourself going further, you see your endurance going up, and you get that sense that you're actually doing something good for yourself. Also, talking about the creator business, I've had some days where I've been a little bit off here, just busy with things, but I'm working and continuing to do my podcast. As you know, I have 2 podcasts. One is Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress. The other one is Grace and Gavel, Where Truth Meets Compassion, as I'm an almost 18-year criminal defense attorney. And so if you're not a member of that and would like to join, everyone's welcome to join. It's a very empathetic, compassionate community. If you're looking for deep dives, definitely in all areas of both the Recovering Perfectionist Mama part, which is a psychology channel, and then the Grace and Gavel, which is a true crime channel. And so things are going well. I'm going to start doing some things like I talked about, the Graceful Fuels, a bunch of other kind of ideas on the horizon as far as trying to build people up and lift people up. And also, continuing to do lives and such on TikTok and YouTube. So if you guys are interested in some of my lives, definitely check me out for sure. And also, we just hit 7,000 viewers on TikTok, which was interesting and fun. And I just want to say I wouldn't be here today without the people who've supported me along the way, and it means a lot to me. If there's anything I can do for you, feel free to shoot me a message. If there are things that you're interested in, feel free to let me know because I'm not doing this just for me. I'm also doing it to educate others about certain things that they may not be aware of. People that are true crime junkies, educate them on the legal system and things like that. I really enjoy doing stuff like that. And I really, really enjoy the community that we've built and the kindness and the compassion that you all seem to equally share. So I just want to say thank you so much. And this was our graceful goals and without guilt, right? Because we are looking at building people up rather than tearing them down. So I hope you got some value in this. And if you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.